Invincible, one of my most loved American TV shows. The story doesn't shy away from giving the protagonist a beatdown mentally and physically. Yes, he won't die as he's the protagonist, but still, he gets treated like fodder in a show named after him. It reminds me of another show I love.
Our lives, our dreams, everything.
So this is the third season, and let's get into it.
I could have done it faster, man.
Wait, what? How the hell did Mark cross-land near Cecil and Co. after going to and from the moon? The energy he generated is supposed to cradle the surrounding areas, killing everybody there. And my boy has started ripping heads and bodies apart. So I'm wondering, is this going to be a common thing this season? Jesus, bless me. So it's going to be happening almost every episode. And Oliver is going to be in on it too.
That's what happens when you're a bad guy.
Episode 1. Episode 2. Episode 3. Episode 4. Episode 5. Episode 6. Episode 7. Episode 8. And this is one of the many reasons we love Invincible. And now, onto the meat of this season. He's sketchy, mysterious, and doesn't trust anyone. Might be daddy issues. I give you Cecil.
Gentlemen, your winner, the ultimate needle mover, the head of the table, the tribal chief, in God mode himself,
Cecil Stedman. Although I have my issues with Cecil as a person, I can understand where he's coming from, and damn did his backstory do him justice. When he was younger, he was like the Magresi we know now, good-hearted and a strong moral compass, even willing to go to prison for his morals. His life he couldn't save weighed down on him, even with the regret of not doing enough to help everyone.
It's a reminder that I messed up and to never let it happen again.
But over time, he learned that you can't have your cake and eat it too. Well, technically, you can buy a cake, which means you have it, and still eat it. Effie showed us Sophia. No one wants to hear her opinions or thoughts. Back on topic. Over time, he learned that morals limit your ability to get shit done. So he had to choose. Does he want to keep his morals or save more lives? In fact, the director said it best.
You can be the good guy, or the guy who saves the world. You can't be both.
Cecil is like a mirror of what Mark could be if he's actually willing to compromise.
I wouldn't even keep you as a slave in my...
Not yet. I also like the moral argument of episode 2, or should I say this season. How much is too much? Or where's the line drawn when it comes to saving lives? Should there actually be a limit in what can be done to save lives?
What your dad put us through, you're goddamn right I did. I hoped I'd never have to use it.
The second one especially is the most fascinating. As for the other arguments that were brought up, I don't consider them as worth it, because as an adult, it wasn't entirely an argument to begin with. The meta commentary this season was nice and better than last season.
My old friends, token diversity and gender stereotype.
Oh, we're so much worse than supervillains now. We're businessmen.
I like that they tested Mark's morality, even though they didn't remotely do enough in the testing. At least they acknowledged that he needed to be tested, and Mark might not have been in the right with his argument against Cecil.
Eve, am I a good person?
And I also like that the story they expanded on the subplot they established way back in season 1. He didn't forget, and damn was it the most interesting part before episode 7 and episode 8.
Stand ready for my arrival.
Boss! Guy, chill. What's wrong with you? We'll handle that one later. Dessert comes after dinner.
May I offer you a piece of cake?
All good. Now! Now! Now!
And I want to say I agree with Cecil, and Mark is actually a hypocrite, judging criminals and wanting them to pay for their crimes. But when it comes to his dad, he doesn't. It reminds me of Gone from Hunter x Hunter.
Off. I don't care what happens to me now.
Back on topic. Mark should chill out. Why crashing out over something he should be accustomed to? Stop acting like an over-emotional man-child. I hear Cecil's point of view first, without getting riled up. Nobody is saying you should agree with him, although I think he's in the right. But damn, he planted something in your body. This guy is honestly hard to support. Still, try to understand him. And if that doesn't work, you go ahead and do your shit. But like seriously, everybody just thinking with their emotions and acting like children this episode. Debbie just went and told Paul everything out of the blue. Oliver, although annoying, is still a kid. If I'm not wrong, 3 months old. So he still has a black and white mentality. You're either good or bad. F in betweens and F your reasons.
That's what happens when you're a bad guy.
And the biggest offender is none other than Mark himself. After his stunt with Cecil, he went and told Rick that Sinclair wasn't in prison. Like, did you forget that the science project Rick underwent is still haunting him or what? And before his stunt with Cecil, he was told not to tell Eve about her future self, yet he still went ahead and did it. Like, what's happening this season? Everything is moving so fast and almost everybody is overreacting or acting stupid.
You done messed up, Aaron!
But there's a saving grace. Eve's dad acted like an adult for once, which might mean nuclear annihilation is upon us. And Rex stole the show.
You know what's another good place? My new bedroom.
Oh, why did I avoid helping people move so many times?
When he was first introduced, I thought he was a scumbag who will be a rival to Mark. But man, did he develop to something good. He's a chill guy who's supportive of everyone, bears no grudges against no one. I can work with anyone. I felt immortal, and I agree.
Ah, fuck you, Immortal.
He says it how he sees it. No bullshitting and no beating around the bush. I'm also happy that he got with Dre, although it wasn't for too long.
My entire goddamn skeleton, dickhead.
As for Mark and Eve's relationship, I have no comment on that one, so let's keep watching. And now, with the problems I have with this season, the color of blood was inconsistent throughout the episodes. They changed the color of blood twice from the previous episode. Like, how can this happen? Didn't you guys watch it at all? What was the point of the gay couple taking 4 minutes of the screen time in episode 3 if it didn't help move or flesh out the story? They just wasted our time for no reason. And I think it was stupid to start the season by showing us how insanely powerful Mark has gotten, spending 4 minutes plus to hype him up, and then 27 minutes later, he's getting his ass handed to him by a dark seismic and generic bug monster.
Things change.
The animation is still the same from last season, where they are just dragging still frames and calling it animation. I wish they show Cecil struggling with his morality and the need for a bigger picture, instead of just showing us the Chainman version. Let us see the process. Let him struggle, fail, pick himself up, struggle, fail, pick himself up again, and then eventually, small by small, he grows to accept his recurrent way of thinking. It would have added more to his character.
You serious?
Yes, I am. And talking about characters, we have Powerplex, whose story arc wasn't that good and fell flat on his face. But to give it credit, it had an interesting idea.
Why is above the law? Why does never pay for his crimes? You can't keep getting away with it!
But the execution was awful. I really felt disinterested in his character, and the attempt to make him sympathetic failed, instead making him annoying. He couldn't still see past his stupidity even after killing his own wife and child. And the fact he was working in GDA makes it even worse, cause he had information the public didn't have. He has videos of Mark trying to stop Omni-Man, but he's still blind.
You are so fucking pathetic. I hope you kill yourself while your mom watches.
Also, how the F are the laser guns working on Allen? He just survived their strongest weapon with no reaction whatsoever, but the smaller gun is working on him. Durability inconsistency. And now onto the Invincible Wars and the Conquest fight. I mean episode 8. Jesus Christ, how is Armstrong still breathing? My guy, your head is no more. And damn am I interested in this arc and the aftermath. Total chaos and destruction. And the cup we all have our protagonist's face, Mark Grayson. This is what we'll be waiting for. Psychotic, bomb-breaking, blood-spattering, collateral damage fight. And the fight with the Conquest was the perfect example of this. Almost rivaling Mark versus his dad in season 1. And who the F rips a child in half? Damn. Mark, if you come a long way from having your ass handed to you by a third in season 1 to now bashing people's brain twice. Both episodes held nothing back and I loved it.
Pathetic! I wouldn't even keep you as a slave in my empire!
Also, if you ask me, the Invincible with the coolest outfit is the one that has the red and white like Omni-Man, or the one with yellow and black. And I have to say that the series isn't giving Mark a break. In fact, the Invincible universe a break this season at all. Back to back to back to back. Like chill. Go and drink water. but damn do I love it.
Are you crazy?
I still have my problems with both arcs despite my love for them. The durability of some of the Invincibles is jarring. I understand that they will vary, as they aren't all the same. But still, it doesn't change the fact that it ruins the immersion sometimes when Powerplex is able to fire Invincible without suffering any damage whatsoever, or the robots being able to break an Invincible's neck without any sign of blood whatsoever. In fact, the room is spotless, and many more. The world didn't feel like it had any stakes at all. Everything just seemed off. I don't know how to put it, and the only important character that died was one.
My entire goddamn skeleton, dickhead.
Wait, what? What the fuck?
Language.
Sorry, I meant what is Billie Eilish's song doing in Invincible? It doesn't fit at all. And the cutscene, when the man Invincible was getting his ass beat up by other heroes, gave me a whiplash. In one scene, he's getting jumped by heroes. Cut to another scene, where Oliver wants to go help on the wall. Then cut to Mark Invincible, laying on the rubble. That means Mark convinced the heroes that he's the real Invincible, and then teamed up to beat Mark Invincible off screen. Like, why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why? Why? Why? Why, oh God, fucking why?
In fact, this episode should have been longer to help flesh out the war more.
Mom, I'm hurt. I need you. Mom? Ah, shit. I was really looking forward to killing her again.
Also, quick question. How was the plan not up to the Empire's liking? Concord just arrived and saw a destroyed city. For all he knows, it might have been Mark who did such destruction in an attempt to conquer the planet. In fact, how does he know Mark hasn't conquered the planet already?
But what does that have to do with anything?
No. He's got a point.
And now, my issues with episode 8. Damn! Was I the only person that noticed this? I now see where the entire budget went to. I'm back to the problems. What the F is wrong with Mark? That was the wrong place and time to see something like that. Have respect. It's your body's bearer.
Oh man, that's your favorite finger. It's my favorite finger! It's his favorite finger, Cecil. Can we do something about that?
Eve unlocking her full power to save Mark feels too convenient. But I have to say, thank God there's a consequence for such action. And despite my respect for Cecil's actions and opinions, I still think it was stupid to keep Conquest alive. Didn't you see the amount of death and destruction he caused?
Even outwit me. Where is your Viltrumite heart?
Let me round up by saying this. I'm seriously conflicted this season. I want to say it's bad, but it isn't. On one hand, we have characters acting like children, inconsistent durability and blood color, fast pacing and wasting of time. And on the other hand, we have Cecil's backstory, multiple genius but brutal escape, although he didn't make it, an interesting moral argument, the Invincible Wars and the Conquest Battle. So yeah, I'm conflicted, and I say this: subscribe, leave a like, and turn on the notification bell. Also comment what you thought about this season, or are you in the same boat as me?